And finally, we must reform health care. Obamacare is hurting families. Reduced work hours, lost wages, higher employee contributions, and in some cases, the outright cancellation of health insurance. All of that as Obamacare threatens to put the government in the middle of the patient-doctor relationship. Now, we all agree that everyone should have access to affordable health insurance, including those with pre-existing conditions. But the plan we were sold doesn't work. The big problem I see in the healthcare industry is the ever-escalation of costs. It's squeezing American families, it's increasing our annual budget deficits, and the truth is that Obamacare does nothing to solve that issue. What we should be doing is attacking cost at the provider level by introducing consumer choice and price transparency, free market principles that we use to restructure the telecom industry. You know, jobs are my top priority. In fact, you can't spell Jacobs without jobs. And if you send me to the United States Senate, I will make jobs for Iowa my #1 priority. You know, the problem with Washington is not a lack of ideas, but a lack of results. Too many folks talk about the issues, not enough leaders get things done. As a business leader, my entire experience is in getting things done. You know, when I was brought in to be CFO of Reliant Energy, it was a company in dire straits. We owed over $6 billion to 23 of the world's largest banks, each of which was convinced that they were going to be able to take over control of the company. And I said, not on my watch. On 2 points, I would not negotiate. I would not cede control to the banks, and I would not settle for a short-term solution. But I listened to the banks, and I heard their concerns. And then we came up with an alternative plan that was better for the company and ultimately good for the banks, because we were able to repay them every penny we owed them within 2 years. When it comes to principle, I will always stand firm. But it's not enough to have the right principles. The art of leadership is knowing how to build coalitions to turn things into concrete results. I know what it's like to inherit a fiscal mess, and I've proven that I can bring people together in the private sector to solve problems. And that's exactly what I'll do in Washington, D.C. I will work with leaders of both parties to take on deficits and the debt crisis in America. I'll set a new tone that brings people together. We've had enough of the politics of division in this country. We need leadership by inclusion. After all, it's not the divided states of America, it's the United States of America. When I became CEO of Reliant, I brought people together, and I started by listening. I started by listening to people on the front lines. I talked to people in the back office. I wanted to hear what they had to say, their ideas. And I wanted them to know that I was invested in them, and that ultimately the success of the company fell on their shoulders. And it was my charge to work with them to develop a plan to help us get there. Along the way, we changed the culture, making it clear that we were all in this together. From the guy who welded pipes inside a boiler, to the mother who worked in the call center, to the top leadership in the company. There was no special treatment. We all carried the load. And that's the same message I'll take to Washington. The days of perks for the fat cats and crumbs for our families are over. Because American families deserve better. They deserve results. What we really need in Washington is leadership like we have right here in Iowa with Governor Branstad. A focus on results and getting things done without caring who gets the credit. I begin this campaign with great optimism and great support. And joining me is the best family a man could ever have. And I'd like to ask my wife Janet to come up. Janet is the love of my life, and we just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary in September. And I am so grateful to God that He has blessed me with such an incredible life partner. Thank you, sweetie. And she has given me the greatest gift a man could ever have. 3 incredible, wonderful children. Clark, Christy, and Sam. A race like this can take a toll on a family, but we're all on board. Although Christy did remind me that she's taking government class this semester. And she said, "Dad, if you end up running, we may talk about you in class, and that's embarrassing." We're in this for better opportunities for all Iowans, especially the next generation, like Charlie Comfort from Oskaloosa. Charlie's with us today. Charlie is 20 years old and already in elected office as a member of his local school board. I had never met Charlie, but I came home one evening and there was a letter from Charlie waiting for me. And it said, "Washington needs someone who isn't already a politician or a political insider. I believe that you will bring better ideas to the table than a seasoned political insider will. Iowa needs Mark Jacobs. I will work extremely hard to get you elected. I will knock on doors, make phone calls, and do whatever else it takes to put you into office. I've never been this enthused about a candidate before. We need a senator who will put their state first. You don't owe anyone anything." In truth, I owe the people of Iowa everything, because it's here where I developed a set of values that have carried me through life. And because of Iowa, I was able to seize on an extraordinary set of opportunities. So now, it's my time to pay it forward, as they say. For Charlie Comfort in Oskaloosa, for Samantha Welch in Waverly, for Brett Lilienthal in Durant. Their potential is too great for our politics to be so small. We need jobs and we need opportunities. And our country is facing serious problems and we need serious solutions. I still believe in the promise of America, of a nation set apart as the envy of the world. I believe in America you're only limited by the size of your dreams, where you can go as far as your vision and your work ethic will take you. That's the America I know and experienced, and that's the America I'll work to restore in the United States Senate, because that's the America that our children deserve, one full of jobs and opportunities. Thank you, God bless you, and let's get to work.